And good morning, good morning, good morning. Ooh, let me clear my throat there. Welcome all to the June 21st edition of Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today? This is like yesterday was the first day of summer, so today's the first full day of summer. It's hot, but that's what we're in for. It's your first time here, a long time here. This is what I need out of you, who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. Most importantly, though, I need a daily 5. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So for us, our 5 is we've got yard sign print job to set up. We've got stickers that need to be printed. We've got shirts that need to be pressed. We've got mock-ups that need to be done, and we've got to update the website. So those are our top 5 things that we're going to do. What's your top 5 things? Now, on tap for topic today. Now, we talked pricing on Wednesday, right? Is that when we talked pricing on Wednesday? And then a little side conversation was brought up on Markup Vs Margin. And it's hard to explain, I feel. I mean, it's one of those things not hard to explain, but is hard to explain. So I'm going to do my best to explain it. I got a link to somebody that posted an infograph on it. I could probably post it up in here. I'll post it in the group for sure so people can see it, but a little better understanding of it. So we're going to talk about that. So let's check in and let's see how people are doing this morning. Good morning to you, Barb, from North Central Minnesota, where it's 58, cloudy, water in the bottle. 5 things: press shirts, customer pickup, banking, test, stitch, embroidered designs, and clean shops. George, good morning to you, my friend. Sarah, good morning. 69 and sunny, coffee in the cup. We have flood warnings. So confused. It was a lot of rain went north, like stuff that was supposed to come through went a little north of us. So that's what happens for us, is we'll get it there. Right now, I got that stuck in my head. It was who was that? DJ. I'm gonna have to go back and look it up now. Wasn't quick. Who was it? Anyway, let me clear my throat. Man, the 90s were great. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Hello from sunny Florida, where it's currently 78, headed to low of 90. Sarah's 5 things today: finalize store build from yesterday, complete internal documents, create an employee onboarding website. Ooh, tell me more about that. Where do I sign up? So then I'm just going to come work for you, right? Just building stores. We'll figure that out. I'll give you, like, I don't know, a price per store. How's that sound? Give me a price per store. I'll do it. What the hell? I need to figure it out anyway. And Tim, good morning to you. 78 and hot there in Toledo, drinking Gatorade. Jeff, I totally sang it right. We know it. We're 90s kids. Beth, good morning. North Central Nebraska, where it is very wet. Lots of rain yesterday and overnight. Skipping 5 things today since I'm taking care of my granddaughter. Well, I'm sure there's 5 things you're going to be doing, taking care of her. Kids for whatever reason aren't self-sufficient like us 80s and 90s kids, right? We just, like, by this time of day, you're out of the house and you're on your own. Get the hell out of here for the day. Hi, Sarah, Jeff, and Chuck from Barb. Hi, Tim and Beth from Barb. Customs, good morning from Chino, California, and sunny. Jeff, morning, Barb, and all. 84 already there in Northern Kentucky. Diet Coke. 5 things: print, 3D, print, pack, if time, play with laser, pack for vacation. Jeff, where are you going? And when are you leaving? That's news to me. Where are you going? What are you doing? Morning, Barb, from Sarah. Jerry, good morning from sunny Ohio. Tea in the cup, stuffy, and coffee for me. Yeah, coughing. I still have all this stuff here. Still have it all there. Hat, stickers, and my day job. That's a great day right there. DJ Cool. DJ Cool, that's what it is. Thank you, Jeff, for DJ Cool. I would play that, but we would get the copyright strike there. Yeah, enjoy your vacation for it. All right, so I made some notes on on Markup Vs Margin. So let me bring those up, and then we'll be able to go through it. When we look at things, here's the differences between markup and margin in the simplest form that I could figure out. Markup is how much more you sell something for than it costs. So if a shirt costs you $5 to produce, that's everything all included, and you sell it for $10, your markup is 5. So you add that 5 to get your cost, and it's just like adding extra into it, so you make sure you earn enough. Now, margin is the percentage of the selling price that is profit. Okay, so if you're selling the shirt for 10 and it cost you 5 to make, your profit is $5. The margin is calculated by dividing the profit by the selling price, which gives you 0.5 or 50%. So your profit margin is 50. Your profit is 50% of the selling price. Does that make sense? I'm going to post an infograph there. Yes, an infograph right there. And it was from Brian Feraldi. Brian Feraldi, I think is how you say his name. We'll see how well I did that. But there's an infograph that you can go take a look at. I am going to see actually if I can present in a slide. I wonder if I can do that. Nope, it won't let me do it from there. But I bet I have something I can do to sort of make this work. I can pull this infograph thing together real quick, and then we can look at it. I don't know. We'll see if we can. But it's one of those things where, is there a right way or wrong way to do it? Markup versus margin. No. I think having all your numbers is the best way to go. So you're able to be informed to see, hey, if I'm selling it at this price, I marked it up $5. What's my margin on it? What am I making on it? So you're going to use them in tandem. I don't feel that there's, a dead set, this is what you need to do. And if there was, we know me, I don't do it that way. It doesn't look like that's going to let me bring it up there. So pros and cons of markup pricing. It's simple calculation. It's easy to understand and apply, especially for beginners. I'm just going to mark it up $5. I'm going to mark it $5. I'm going to go from there. The consistency, so it ensures that consistent amount that is your profit over your cost. So if hey, I'm going to add $10 here. I know what it cost me to produce this. No matter what it is, I'm going to add $10 to it. Okay, 10%, whatever it is, you're going to have that consistency for it. And you can have those controls over the cost because it directly relates to how much it costs you to produce this. Now, in both methods, the most important thing is to know your numbers. You have to know what it costs you to produce that. And what do I mean by that? That means everything. It's just not, especially on the shirt side, it's not me just buying the shirts and the DTF transfers, right? I need to know what the labor is, how much I'm paying in labor to produce that shirt. I need to know how much electricity it costs to make that shirt. I need to know everything that goes into that, so I have the most informed, most accurate numbers possible in order to do any pricing. You need to know your numbers on it. When you do just a markup, one of the things that one of the cons of it is that it could lead to higher prices. Like if you just said, hey, I'm adding $10 to everything. Well, what if an item, is a typical retail price, of, $5, and you're adding 10 on top of your stuff, and you're at, 15 or 20 or something like that. So you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on that. It also doesn't take into account what customers are willing to pay. You have to research your market. You have to know what things are selling for, what things are cost. You have to, that's a big part of that is researching, seeing what others are out there doing. Now, I'm not saying you need to be exactly like everybody else, because we don't know what their numbers are, but we know what our numbers are, and we know what we need to make to survive. So then we can look at that and say, hey, the industry average for this widget is $35, and my typical cost I would charge for is $25. Well, I can make more off of this because the industry says that this is what people are willing to pay for it, so I can make more off of it. On the flip side of it, if it's less than that, then you can look and be like, this is a product I probably don't need to be selling, because I need to sell this at 25 to make my payroll, to make everything work for me, for my cost. But the industry average is 20. So I'd be losing money on everyone. So, you don't want to do that either. And that's why, having that fixed profit, it just doesn't account for the varying market demands, competitor pricing, consumer awareness, any of those things to it. Now, when it comes to margin pricing, pros of that is it's market-based, so it's more in line with customers are willing to pay, because most things have that set standard of what a markup is on it. So you're able to, or what a margin is on it, a 40% margin, 50% margin, 60% margin, what is going for it. Doing it this way is very profit focused. So it helps in setting those prices and ensure that your bottom line is healthy. At the end of the day, we're in this to make money. If any of you are not in this to make money, stop doing it. right? A profit is not a dirty word. You're saying, I'm trying to help my customers out by keeping my prices low. How are you helping your customers out? When the electric bill comes due next month and you don't have the funds to pay it, can you call those customers and be like, yo, can I get like $50 to pay my electric bill? What are they going to tell you? Kick rocks. Why am I paying that? Well, that's why you need to make sure all that stuff's accounted for in your pricing for it. And it really allows for that competitive pricing when you use margins, because you're able to, have that set of pretty much what everything is there. You can adjust it to stay competitive and know where it is. One of the harder things, and it's not like super hard or anything, but is that, the calculations of it all. The calculations of it can be tough. Now, in our mentorship community, which you can find the link to right here at the bottom, we have a pricing calculator that I posted yesterday in there. I think a couple people went in and checked it out to see, how they liked it, if it worked, if it made sense to them. But we have a calculator in there for margins and markups. So that way you can see the differences between the two of it. I'm waiting to see if this page will load over here. So that way, excuse me, if the page loads, then I can have loads of fun. Ha ha ha, pun intended, and show kind of this graphic of what it is, because it is going to make a little more sense on it. I think it might actually let me process and make good on it. Yeah. I think it's going to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. And I think that'll work just fine. So I was able to pull it in here. I'm going to share screen, and maybe, no, I don't think it's going to. This is what I tried to put something somewhere else, and it's not letting it show it for it. But I do have an idea. I can pull up the link for the LinkedIn article that I have in there, and then we should be able to pull it up from there and see it. So yeah, that will work just fine. Let me make sure that all works, and then we'll be able to see it. And then we'll be in it to kind of go through what this is, because trying to make an infographic, I was getting a little lost on it. I'm not gonna sit and lie to you guys and be like, hey, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. All right, it's cool. That worked. We'll be able to share screen, and we are going to go to this post right here, share, and this is over on Instagram. Now you should be able to see this. I'm gonna take myself away from the screen, and then we're gonna go ahead and go in here and see it. So there's Brian Feraldi. You can go in here and see. And this is talking about the differences, and knowing the difference can improve your profits. Calculate margins and markups. 3 numbers: revenue, earned income from sales after discounts and rebates, cost of goods, and gross profit, revenue minus goods. So it walks you through step by step here. But here is a good little infographic that you can see it. So knowing the difference between them, right? And this term cheat sheet. What's revenue? Income from sales. Cost of goods sold, COGS, cost to create sales items, and gross profit is revenue minus COGS. So the margin shows the revenue earned after paying the COGS as a percentage of the gross profit. So gross profit divided by revenue times 100. Markup shows how much more you're selling a price than the amount sale items cost you. So gross profit divided by COGS times 100. So here's revenue, $200 for this bike shop. Cost of goods, $150. So we're able to find the margin, find the gross profit. 200 minus 150 equals $50 gross profit. Gross profit plus revenue, that's divided by, excuse me. It was like, that didn't make sense. Divided by, so 50 divided by 200 gives you a margin of 0.25. Margin times 100. So 0.25 times 100 is 25%. So 25% margin. Find the markup. Find the gross profit. So 200 minus 150 is $50 gross profit. Gross profit divided by COGS. So gross profit divided by 150 equals 0.33 markup. Markup times 100 is 33%. So 33% markup. So you can see how your brain can hurt trying to figure these things out, right? I mean, does that They say, go here, read this article. It's got a lot of great information. It's got a walkthrough, and then the comments have a lot of great comments with it as well. So the link is in the description. You are able to go in and check that out, and then you'll be able to see it all in there. But yes, it does take some math. It is going to be a little tricky, or you can go check out our calculator and use that and then be able to do it. Now, like I said, there is no right or wrong way to do it. The thing is, you just need to, one, have your numbers squared away, right? You want to know exactly what something costs you every single time. And the only way to do that is to know what it actually costs you to make that. The biggest reasons to knowing the differences between these is it's going to help you understand your profitability. It's going to let you know how your financial health of your business. It can also have you somewhat of a competitive advantage. And the way that all these happens is, like in the profitability portion of it, markup. By applying that consistent markup, you're going to ensure that every sale covers the cost of your production, everything that contributes to your profit. So it kind of helps in setting that base price for things. Now on the margin side of it, it's going to show you, that true profit, right? Because the margin shows the percentage of the selling price that is profit. So you got to remember that is profit. So this is essential for understanding how much revenue is actual profit, and it will help you keep an eye on things a little bit better. When you're looking at your financial health for your business, the cost, when it comes to like cost management, things like that, the markup can easily adjust it, based on anything, production costs, labor costs, material costs, anything from there. So it makes sure that the rising costs doesn't eat into your profits. And we know right now costs are going up on a lot of things. So this will make sure that we're always doing that. Now, it used to be like once a year we'd look at pricing. That was every 6 months. That's every 3 months, maybe once a month. Things get crazier. And in 2020, there was a lot of prices shot up overnight on things. And if you were, it was anytime we purchased stuff, we were looking at prices to see if we were still there. So I ask you guys, how often are you assessing your pricing? Are you looking at your pricing once a year? Are you looking at once a quarter? You're looking at once a month? You're looking at once a week, once a day? What are you doing in your pricing to see how that works out for you? But, in a nutshell, when we're trying to figure this out, when you can utilize both the margin and markup, you're going to make sure that your pricing strategy is comprehensive. It's going to account for all of your cost management. It's going to take care of all your profit calculations. And you're going to be competitively priced. And at the end of the day, you are going to be a better business owner for it. So in a nutshell, that was margin versus markup. Let me know what you think. Questions, comments, concerns. I will do my best to answer them. But these are ideas to get in your head to start thinking, what can we do to better our business? At the end of the day, we got to make sure that we're rocking and rolling there. Excuse me. Tim said, percentage things removal of windshield strip already done. Making sense of proposal for tinting of bar. Tint job at 10, cool off, and then 2 other tint jobs this afternoon in the heat. Need my AC installed. Yeah, you do, Tim. Get on it. And Jerry says that profit requires math. Can I do girl math? Yeah, you can go into our mentorship community, which you can find for those not in it. You can go find right there, patreon.com/fatdadmc. Go in there, go into pricing, and we have that calculator in there. We have both calculators in there. So the one that will create what it is for your overhead, it's easy to price out, but that one doesn't have, just like a straight margin and markup. So I redid one just for that. So if we know here's everything that cost it, I can go in there and play with the numbers a little bit easy. And I think I'm going to combine that into that other one to make sure that it's all crazy wonky there. Percentage of 5 things. I got you, Tim. And that's okay, Jerry. And Sarah said once a day lately, trying to really dial it in recently. And some of those things, you have to do. Pretty much any time that we're quoting something new, we're looking to see, because we don't use the sale prices of things, so it doesn't matter if something goes on sale or not, unless we want to promote that. We know where we're at with most things, and so we can see if there might be a couple changes in the pennies, not so much, but sometimes there is a big increase, so we need to reflect that. A lot of times, if it's something that we haven't done for a while, right? Like, okay, we haven't done these for 6 months, or we've never done this before. Yeah, we definitely need to know what the pricing is on it. Jerry says once a week at least to make sure I'm competitively and reasonable in my area. I agree, Sarah. Barb says once a quarter I look at my pricing. Sometimes I notice a price hike in the quarter, so I adjust when I see it. That's exactly what we do, Barb. Because a lot of our stuff is pretty consistent, and when it comes to that final pricing, we don't go super direct on our pricing. Like if it costs, if it says that we should be selling something at $14.83, we're just going to round it up to 15. So we have those little pennies adjustments where it goes in there, but we're the same way. Once a quarter, let's just check everything, make sure that we're on pace for it. And then a lot of times when you're ordering things on a consistent basis, what you're used to paying for it. So when you see it, you're like, whoa, wait a minute, I need to double check this. And so by having it there, you're just able to bounce over the spreadsheet. Yep, that's still the same price. I don't know why I thought it was more now. Jerry said, thank you, Barb, for helping me out with that order last week. You were terrific to work with, and your work is great. I love hearing that. That you guys are able to help each other out and make smart business connections and help everything go from there. So super, 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 super. All right. With that, as you can tell, my voice still isn't 100% back. It is super dry. Peach vibe. Might not be cutting it today. So I'll probably have that chugged in the next half hour just to keep my whistle, because we do have a mentorship call today. Our membership right there. If you get in there, that starts in just a little over half an hour, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And those are all recorded. It's only $20 a month. There has been some phenomenal information been handed out from there. And it's just not me. The group that we have in there is all super passionate about what they do. And I'm learning a lot too. This is where, hey, adjusting my prices, doing things there. I'm accountable to myself. And so if I don't have others holding me accountable with things, it doesn't happen. One of the things was, hey, you said you were going to be pushing signs and banners. How's that going? I tried to end the call because I'm like, oh, look, we ran out of time for the day. So I did post a couple things, and, we did, made a sale of it yesterday. So that just goes to show I need to stay consistent with it. I need to get this other stuff done and stay really consistent with it. So that's what we're going to do, push it. We're still growing on our social media side of things, and I'm hoping everything, stays consistent with it. For the last month, like I said, I'll give you guys updates throughout it so we can see insights for our last 28 days. We have had a reach of 20 million people and 4.4 million engagement and 1,500 new followers. This is all on our personal page, because personal pages get way more exposure for organic growth than what business pages do. So we're mixing in our fun stuff, we're mixing in business stuff, we're mixing in the entertainment, informational, sales. We're mixing all those into our normal posting of things, and hey, we're just going to keep pushing on there and put it through it for it. Hot cinnamon tea works. Oh, well, I don't think I have any of that. I'll just chug a bunch of water. How about I stick with that? We all need positivity, Barb. What did I miss? Oh, because they have that. I appreciate that feedback. Now you need to show it off, because show the rest of the class so we know what we're talking about. All right. You guys have an amazing day. We'll be back Monday morning mindset. We'll do that again. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring. Until next time, peace, love, press on. We will see you guys then.